You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's wife. No Emmy for you. Narcissist does not like to be turned down. The narcissist does not like to miss out. The narcissist expects to be honoured, their brilliance recognised. And of course, Harry's wife, with her usual sense of entitlement, believes that she ought to receive an Emmy for the shit show that was the docu-series with Shitflix. But according to Deadline, in an article by Matthew Carey, Prince Harry and Harry's wife Shitflix docu-series snubbed by Emmy voters. That, of course, would cause wounding in Harry's wife. She would have an expectation that she would receive the award. She's not even been nominated, and that would cause wounding to her. She would not deal with this wounding by contacting the relevant organisation behind the Emmys, although there'd be some narcissists that would do, ranting and raving at them, but she wouldn't. She wouldn't be as direct. Instead, what she would do is she'd smear them. She'd moan to old ginger bollocks, members of staff, her PR people, "I can't believe that we haven't been nominated. Ridiculous organisation. They're racist and biased against me." Or she would blame other people. "It's your failure. You should have ensured that this was nominated. You didn't do enough on the PR side to ensure that it was brought to their attention." She won't be able to recognise that it was a shitty series that didn't merit such a prestigious award as the Emmy. Oh no. In Harry's wife's deluded world, she believes that she should be receiving Oscars and Emmys and Tonys and so forth, Screen Guild Writers Awards, because she is so brilliant. The article explains that Netflix mega hit documentary series on Prince Harry and Harry's wife failed to earn any nominations, a snub that will presumably delight critics of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. The 6-part series, Harry and Harry's Wife, directed by Liz Garbus, was under consideration for Outstanding Documentary or Non-Fiction Series. The Emmy oversight is particularly glaring because the series scored extraordinary numbers for Netflix, racking up the second most viewing minutes of any documentary programme on the streaming platform, behind only The Tinder Swindler. And if you'd like my analysis of The Tinder Swindler, fantastic series for understanding narcissism, you can find that as a separate playlist. As a consolation, Harry and Harry's Wife did earn an honour on Tuesday when it was nominated for the Hollywood Critics Association Awards in the category of Best Streaming Non-Fiction Series. The series dropped on Netflix last December, immediately triggering an uproar in the United Kingdom because of Prince Harry's candid words about the royal family. In one episode, he said his family exhibits a huge level of unconscious bias, although he suggested it wasn't the fault of the individuals, but reflective of the culture broadly speaking. He did add, "Once it's been pointed out or identified within yourself, you then need to make it right. It's education, it's awareness, and it's a constant work in progress for everyone, including me." Harry also said that when his relationship with Harry's wife became public and the British media played up Harry's wife's biracial background, the palace told the couple to ignore that element of coverage. As far as a lot of the family was concerned, everything that she was being put through, they'd been put through as well, the prince said, so it was almost like a rite of passage. Some of the members of the family were like, "But my wife had to go through that, so why should your girlfriend be treated any differently? Why should she get special treatment? Why should she be protected?" And I said, the difference here is the race element. The series was part of a Netflix production deal with the Duke and Duchess, reportedly pegged at $100 million. British media picked apart elements of the series, questioning whether some footage meant to show the paparazzi crush around the couple was misleading and was actually shot at benign events like a movie premiere. The production also came in for criticism for making it appear the series was filmed at the couple's home in Monticello, California, but in fact the footage was shot at a different property than their residence. The Hollywood Critics Association nomination on Tuesday triggered a wave of criticism from some commentators on Twitter. One called the series more fiction than non-fiction. Another attacked Harry and Harry's wife as whiners. Accordingly, no Emmy for the series, which wounds Harry's wife, but instead they end up with the alternative nomination for the Hollywood Critics Association. Now, what's quite entertaining about this is that the Hollywood Critics Association does appear to be kissing the ass of Netflix. There have been 56 nominations for Netflix in the 2023 awards season. And it's the case that what Netflix does is it uses smaller award ceremonies like the HCA to get recognition and PR for its content in order to act as a workaround to the non-traditional studio bias by the premier industry award groups. Then HCA gets press for its awards and entertainment critic members, and essentially it's sucking up to Netflix, which probably explains why the nomination for the HCA award came about in the first place. It's also worth noting, and Amethyst SJ reported as such on the St. Harry's Wife thread on Reddit, writing, I went to their website and it looks like anyone can nominate a program for an award by sending a clip of the program and a $300 entry fee. There may be more to it, but they could have just entered themselves, or Netflix could have done it. They weren't actually picked out by the organisation itself. Of course, Harry's wife would spin it to make it seem like this HCA award is one that has been selected by them, that a panel has sat there and perused the programme and thought, do you know something? This is excellent. Yes, let's give a nomination to the Harry and Harry's Wife series from the Hollywood Critics Association because it's an excellent docu-series. In actual fact, they haven't picked it out. It's simply been nominated either by themselves or Netflix. And accordingly, it shows that not only is the programme not good enough to get an Emmy, that they have to, in effect, look and get a booby prize, which is the HCA award. Of course, Harry's Wife will demonstrate that it's a brilliant award that is demonstrative of the talent of the programme. It's also quite hilarious, of course, to suggest that, oh yes, they ought to be receiving an award because it is such a good programme, when in actual fact they could well have nominated themselves. It pales into insignificance compared to an Emmy award, and it's far more crushing that there was no nomination for that, but instead this lower level award, which when you look a little bit deeper, it would appear that they quite possibly have been nominated by Netflix or by themselves, and it's not a particularly prestigious award compared to that of an Emmy. So no Emmy for Harry's Wife, and once again it demonstrates how everything that she touches is invariably going to turn to shit as a consequence of her Saddam touch. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.